Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now June 20th of 2025, and given that Meghan Markle is going through a lot of issues, not just over at Netflix, but also within the entire film industry / Hollywood bubble as we know it, and we already know that there's been a lot of drama going on between herself, CEO Ted Sarandos, and Greg Peters over at Netflix, and how it's really beginning to get very ugly. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle right now is that we already know that she is on the damage control train. She is trying to do whatever that she can to actually salvage her so-called career and her time over at Netflix, or whatever opportunity that comes to her to get a cameo or a short role in a movie or a television show. Whatever it may be, everything seems to be failing for Meghan Markle, and for valid reasons out there. Now, interestingly enough, we have a lot to discuss today when it comes down to the overall investigation, the creative investigation that's taking place by Netflix producers and executives, etc., to really find out exactly what she copied from other creators out there. So we already know that Meghan Markle doesn't know how to do anything on her own. All she knows what to do at this point is copy others' work and pretty much put it into her own series, podcast, TV show, whatever it may be, right? Now, what's interesting here is that, yes, we do know that Greg Peters and Ted Sarandos, someone even like Ted Sarandos, a big supporter of Meghan Markle, is beginning to show a slow turn of the tide, right? He's beginning to slowly turn against Meghan Markle. Not quite just yet, though, but it's starting. Now, with the Meghan Markle drama getting more serious behind the scenes at Netflix in the midst of the reshoots for With Love Meghan Season 2, one major development that is now active involves more to do with the Meghan Markle investigation, which recently hit rock bottom for Markle after Netflix executives and producers discovered more shocking details connected to Meghan Markle. Now, it turns out that during the ongoing investigation that was started by Netflix weeks ago, that executives and producers caught on to other acts of plagiarism where Meghan Markle directly copied the hit series Hot Ones in a specific scene between herself and one of the celebrity guests. The scene that Meghan created and had Netflix film was created back when she had full creative power over the show well before 2025, before that privilege was taken away just recently. Now, the scene featured both Meghan Markle and the celebrity guest sitting down at a table in a dark room with the background draped in black, eating hot, spicy chicken wings, just like in the series Hot Ones. There were even clips where Meghan was handing out different spice levels of chicken wings to the celebrity guest. The celebrity guest, get this, was described to be no other than Snooki, previously from MTV and from the Jersey Shore. The scene took place in the rented house where the room was specifically designed to copy the set of Hot Ones. The scene, of course, was never, caught on by Netflix until they started their recent investigation into just how many things Meghan Markle copied with her show, and that was best described as one of the worst examples yet that forced Greg Peters and Ted Sarandos to order the editing team to delete the scene immediately and to keep it locked up in a vault forever. To make matters worse for Markle is that she was also caught in the act of using lines of dialogue from Gordon Ramsay from specific episodes of Hell's Kitchen. The lines of dialogue were used during the scene that emulated the Hot Ones set. Meghan even used the same table as Hot Ones with assorted hot sauce bottles spread on the table next to the chicken wings. And this was described to be the worst case of plagiarism coming from Meghan Markle that even worried Ted Sarandos, a proud supporter of Meghan Markle. Ted is now actually making sure that this scene will never be released as a deleted scene either. Now guys, before I move on, let me just say one thing about Ted Sarandos. I'm not a supporter of the guy at all, but it really sure sounds like that he realizes that there's a lot of things going against him over at Netflix. They're bleeding subscribers, they're losing a lot of support, their image is getting tarnished by Meghan Markle, and the fact that they handed out a $100 million contract deal to her, you know, that's exactly why she got all these TV shows and was able to put out all of these other programs on Netflix. And they all failed. They really did not perform at all, anywhere near what Netflix projected that they would actually perform as, and that's exactly what threw them off. Now, we already know that Meghan Markle knows nothing better. All she knows what to do is to copy other people's work, and that's exactly why I think that she admitted just the other day, as we discussed, that she's facing a lot of writer's block, creative roadblocks, you know, her creative flow is lacking. She never had any creative flow. It's just now that when she finds out that she can no longer copy other people's work, during her time at Netflix, she's got nothing, alright? Zero, zilch, she can't do anything. So what's interesting about this is the fact that you have a scenario where she literally copied Hot Ones. Now, Hot Ones is a huge show. In case you guys have not seen it, I do suggest that you guys go ahead and catch on to it if you guys are into that type of thing, where you actually are seeing, you know, the host interview a celebrity guest eating chicken wings. That's basically what it's all about. Meghan Markle literally copied that for a specific scene in With Love Meghan Season 2, specifically for Episode 5. Now, this is interesting. Netflix now has an entire team auditing the show and looking it over and comparing it to other shows. This decision by both Greg and Ted also threw Meghan Markle into a major fit, where she not only blamed Netflix for wrongfully investigating her show, but that her scene was only inspired by Hot Ones and not directly copied. The scene lasted roughly a whopping 6 to 7 minutes long. 6 to 7 minutes long, just think about that, which is more than long enough for Netflix to catch on. To make matters worse for Markle's sake is that now, during the reshoots, they are carefully researching everything that they shoot to make sure none of this ever happens again, even on their own terms. Now, look, we know that Greg Peters was always against Meghan Markle, but Ted Sarandos, he was always for Meghan Markle, and now he's beginning to actually get a little bit frightened about what she did, you know, almost a year ago when they were creating the show, right from the get-go. And look, we already know that Meghan Markle no longer has creative power over this series, even during the reshoots. Basically, it's all in the hands of Netflix right now. And that may very well turn things out to be a little bit better, but I don't think it's going to save anything. I think it's still going to be worse than the first part, and I call it part because it's really nothing more than Season 1, Part 1, and Part 2. Let's be very real. They're just doing reshoots to kind of fine-tune the show as a last-ditch effort to improve it, to make the ratings go up as much as possible, instead of down and worse than the last one. And that's, I think, what's going to be the case, is that this is going to be a bigger disaster, ratings-wise, than With Love Meghan so-called Season 1. So again, I mean, the fact that she copied Hot Ones, the fact that she copied Gordon Ramsay's lines of dialogue from Hell's Kitchen during the copied Hot Ones scene, goes to show you that she really just does copy everyone else's work. She already copied Rachel Ray's recipes for the show. She already copied a lot of scenes. When you're looking at the visuals for Pamela Anderson's Cooking with Love, that was another big example. I mean, the list goes on, and Netflix keeps catching on to all these different scenes that are literally just copy and paste scenarios of other hit TV shows or other actual programs on the internet, wherever it may be, or wherever they originated from. So again, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about the whole Meghan Markle fiasco over at Netflix, especially how now Ted Sarandos is beginning to get a little bit scared about what Meghan Markle did in the past several months. So overall, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about all this below in the comments, everything ranging from Meghan to Netflix to Greg and Ted. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.